Hey guys, today we've got a new product we're going to take a look at today. It is the PTU 2U 1H1B, which stands for one handheld, one body pack. We're going to give you the first impressions. We're going to do a quick setup of the equipment, get it plugged in, and do a quick sound test, see what our initial thoughts are on the system. Let's take a look. All right, so these are the pieces that you get with the unit. You've got your handset. We're going to go ahead and put some batteries in there. When you buy this set new, you're provided with 2 sets of alkaline batteries. Go ahead and screw that on. Now you'll notice at the bottom, this cap is just for the cover, but this is where the button lives. So the button for muting and for powering on the unit. So we'll just press and hold. Power on the unit. Take a look and see the display. It's going to show your group and channel numbers, as well as an RF signal indicator and an audio signal indicator as well. So we've got that there. It's showing group 5 channel 1. You also are going to receive a Bodypack transmitter along with a lavalier microphone. So we'll test that one out. This is the lavalier microphone. It's a little large. It's got a clip on it. And it has the mini XLR 3-pin connector on the bottom. You also receive a headset microphone, which we'll take a look at as well. This is the headset microphone. All right. Real simple design. Goes over your ears, in front of your mouth. It is directional. So you'll kind of feel as you twist this around which way makes the sound loudest. Put that in front of your mouth. And same on the other end. Mini plug. We're going to go ahead and plug this in. You line the 3 prongs up here, plug it in. The button faces the front. If you want to press and pull straight out, that releases it. So you want to make sure that you gently put that in there. And then we're going to add some batteries as well. The batteries go in 2 different directions. From working with some other body packs, especially when you're taking lots of batteries in and out, it would be nice if they both went in the same direction, but again, that's what it is there. Then the body pack's got a single button on the top. Press and hold, turns it on. The display shows the group and channel numbers, as well as the audio indicator and the RF power indicator. You're going to receive a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch cable with a 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch adapter, which is good for a mono mini plug if you have an older style phone, or you have a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter or a Lightning to 3.5 millimeter for Apple devices. You can actually plug this into a cell phone directly or anything that takes 3.5 millimeter audio input. We're going to take this off, and actually our first connection that we're going to try here, you'll notice I've got a mixer here on the desk, and the first connection that I'm going to do is just connect into one of the line in channels on my mixer. We'll do number 1, and you've got the receiver. Now the receiver, metal construction on the tops. The front actually has a nicer polished metal look to it. It's got 2 volume knobs on each side. You have your set and up and down arrows on each side that will allow you to scan for signals and go through the settings. On the back, even though there's 2 channels, we've got an XLR for each. We have the 1/4 inch that we're going to go out of. That is actually a mix out. So you would use the volume knobs on the front to mix your signal together. But we're just going to go ahead and set this up. We've got your coax antenna. These are 555 megahertz antennas. So if you have multiple Phenyx systems, you'll want to label the 555 megahertz for the PTU system. PTU 1U or 2Us, use the 555s. You basically just line up until You go over top of that coax and then you quick snaps it into place. You want to flip your antennas to where you've got kind of a 90-degree angle, far dispersion, but you don't want to cross your antennas there. And then we've got a power cable. So we're just going to take this power into the back of the unit. The power is situated towards the center here. Now you'll notice there is a cable lock system that you can use. The way the cable lock works, you can basically go up through with a little loop up through the center there, and then you basically feed the end of your cable through that to kind of create your cable lock, and then you can route the cable back behind the little connector and just plug her on in. So that cable is locked and it's not going to get pulled out. There are some feet that come with it if you're going to use this unit without rack mounting it that you'll want to have so that you're not scuffing up the bottom of your unit on the table. And with that, we're going to go ahead and apply power. And we're going to get our channels synced up. So you can see here on the front, we've got a nice display that shows the channels that you have. Okay. So when you press it a single time, it's the infrared. If you press it again, it goes group and then channel. Press it again, it goes to your squelch settings. So you can go 1 through 5 on your squelch. I usually like to keep this at about 2. Actually, the squelch goes 1 through 9. I keep this at about 2 just so that you don't have that like UHF noise. If you keep going, once you're on the squelch, if you press it again quickly, you have the auto channel, and that's what you get when you press the down arrow. It'll actually do from the auto channel. So you press down, or press it again once you're at squelch, press down, and that's doing your channel scan. So again, we'll do that one more time. Press, set, 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 set. You get to auto channel. Press the down arrow. It actually does an auto scan. And then we're ready. I'm going to go ahead and take the handset and line up the infrared on the front here with the front window. Check, check, check. You can see our signal there. Check, 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 check. And we're good. Now the Bodypack, you'll notice that you have to open up the door in order to have access to the IR window there. So we're going to do the same process. I'm going to do set, 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 till we get to auto channel. Press down. It'll find us a clear channel. And then with the door open, we're going to press set a single time here. Set, and point it. Let's do that one more time because I'm not pointing it at the IR window. There we go. Now it's in there. So I'm going to turn the volume up here on the check 1 2 1 2. All right, so the first thing you need to know is that what you're getting out of the back of this, even with the 1/4 inch, it is a microphone level. It is not a line level signal. So you are going to have to give it some gain in order to get that mic level signal out. Also, what you probably will hear, I mean, because I'm really close to this speaker, and we're just picking it up directly. We've got flat EQ. Actually, we have no EQ because we're going directly from the microphone into the Bose with no tone match settings or EQ on the Bose. It's flat all the way around. So what you're hearing is the natural sound of the microphone. So what I'm noticing is that when it's very close like this, you do get a proximity effect. As you pull it away, that kind of goes away, but you still have that low presence in the voice. And you'll notice that the high mids are actually popping out a little bit. So very good, intelligible for speech, etc. But what you may notice is that in confined spaces or whatever, you might have to roll off the low end. That's why I kind of wanted to put it into this mixer here. We'll plug it in with XLRs into the mixer, and then we'll be able to get the mic level. But let's go ahead and just do some simple things on the Bose. I can, for example, pull the bass down a little bit. Check, 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 1, 2, check, 1, 2. And to me, it makes it a little bit easier to hear if you're using this for a speech mic, say for a toast at a wedding or something like that, or if you're just using it for a speaking engagement. This to me makes it a little bit easier, and also if you're in close proximity to the speaker. I mean, ultimately, this is just good audio stuff. You want the speaker out in front of you, not beside you, how I have it here now. We're doing this just for the demonstration more than anything else. So that is the handheld. You can hear what that sounds like. I think ultimately, my ear first impressions, it sounds a little bit, maybe a little bassier, a little bass heavy, a little boost in the bass a bit. And for my voice, it makes it sound a little bit nicer because I have kind of a higher tenor voice. So it's a very pleasing sound all in all. And it actually is pretty high in the trebles. There's a boost in there as well. So I'm gonna actually take the treble down a little bit. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. So even taking the treble down a little bit, it takes some of that intelligibility out, but ultimately, to my ear, it makes it a little bit more pleasing when I'm in this close proximity. All right, we're gonna go, all right, we've got our XLR cables. We're gonna go channel 1 into the back channel 1. We're gonna take our second XLR cable, go into channel 2. And this is going to also be mic level, but we have individual mic control now. We're going to leave that at 12 o'clock. And let me mute this one. All right, we're going to turn this back on. All right, so we're going to bring check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check. All right, what I can say right off the bat is that coming through the mixer, even the flat channel on the mixer sounds better in my ears via XLR. Much higher fidelity, probably has to do with that balanced cable. And it's coming through a cheap Behringer mixer going into a more expensive Bose. So ultimately, with the tone match channel off, flat sound with the 1/4-inch cable that comes with the thing doesn't sound very great. But with a cheap mixer, believe it or not, sounds much more intelligible to me. It's a flat EQ. This mixer, I can actually even hit a low cut, which takes away some of that handling noise. So handling noise there. Less handling noise with the low cut. That is a 80 hertz low cut. Takes away most of that handling noise. I can actually shape this a little bit, take the mids out, bump the trebles a little bit, maybe take the bass down a little bit. To me, that sounds like a much more intelligible sound, and I can mix it. I can add effects or whatever if I like. We don't necessarily have to do that, but sounds great with a mixer. Let's flip on over to the Bodypack. What I have found is that the clicking is not consistent. I will click it, and sometimes it'll go to mute, sometimes it won't. Press and hold turns it off, press and hold turns it on. That seems pretty consistent. But clicking and going to mute, like I've clicked it probably 3 times during this initial impression so far, and it doesn't go to mute right away. So could be a defective unit. If you're anything like me, it's just one of those things where these type of contact style buttons can just be a little hit or miss. So you have to really pay attention to that display to make sure that you're on mute. I'm going to go ahead and unmute here. Now this is really easy to see. Unmuted, you're green, muted, you're red, and then powered off, the indicator goes completely out. It actually says off on the front, and then after a second it goes off. Press and hold. It'll go to green, and then we're on, and I can hear myself now. I just need to add a little bit of gain. But again, through a mixer, already sounds better. I'm going to go ahead and give my boost a little bit. Sounds very clear. Sounds exactly like I have in the room. Check, check, check. Going to cut off some of the highs. Yeah, I am feeding back a little bit. It seems like coming from the mixer. So the mixer must be adding a little bit higher. I'm going to put the low cuts on there. Mixer, I'll back off I backed off the gain pretty much all the way. And I can only get to about noon. Check, check, check. I can't get a lot of volume before feedback with this particular type of mic. Now the Element, it may be facing, oh yeah, it's facing away from me. So that's why you're getting that feedback. So it's very important to turn until you actually hear that the Element is facing towards you, because it is a directional mic. So I have a lot of gain now, and that actually sounds pretty good. So no indicator as to what's the front or back. It's actually a round mic nib. So you really have to just turn it until it sounds louder. If it sounds quiet like this, or it sounds like it's bouncing off a wall, it's because it is getting my sound off the wall. And if it sounds like it's feeding back and the microphone is pointed towards your speaker, then turn it towards your mouth. Again, simple things, but we don't want to overlook those simple things here. First impressions, it would be nice to have some sort of directional indicator to know which way the microphone is pointing without having to take off the windscreen. But when it's pointing in the right direction, sounds really good. The headset is very light. It sounds great. It's kind of got the Britney Spears, look to it. So if you need something else, keep in mind that you will need to get a mini XLR headset if you're going to be replacing the headsets that come with this. The last thing we'll try is the Lavalier. Get our first impressions on that. And then we'll unmute it. Lavalier sounds pretty good as well. Not quite as loud as check, check, check. 1, 2. But much easier to tell which direction it's coming in. You can hold it if you're doing any sort of reviews or whatever. Get it closer to your mouth, and that's kind of the new look there. It does sound like it's it's probably not an omni pattern. I'm actually not really sure about this lavalier, meaning it's not picking up from all directions. It's probably more directional, and if I talk down like this, it sounds better than this. But there you have it. This one, again, probably you're going to have to give it more gain. You're going to start feeding back. So for a speaker like a Pastor or something like that, I would likely go towards the headset. If you don't have anything else, you can use the headset that comes with the unit. The lavalier is really good for lower level things, like maybe recording when you're not amplifying the sound. So if you want to have a nice sound recording and plug it into your video device. Again, if you've got your camera or whatever and accepts a mini plug, you can plug this in, have 2 microphones, one for maybe an interviewer and another one for a guest that might have the lavalier. The lavalier microphone is really going to be for those stationary. I mean, you don't have to be stationary. It is wireless, obviously. But the headset's going to be better, I think, for those mobile speakers, the pastors, things like that, fitness instructors. Over the next few weeks over the summer, we've got several events that we can try this out. We're going to be trying this out at a show. We have a local theater company that is doing Prince of Egypt, and we're actually using this microphone system with 2 of the PWB Bodypacks, one that came with the unit, one that I already owned. Then we're also going to add the PTU system, which is Phenyx Pro's other dual diversity system. So dual diversity, just so that you know what that means, the price is a little bit higher. Why? Because really you have 2 receivers per channel. And what you've got is 1 antenna per receiver. And what will happen is that if basically the body pack will hop over to, or the receiver will basically be picking up the body pack's transmission at both times, and the internals is smart enough to basically go to the better signal. So auto hops between the 2 receivers, meaning that you're going to have less dropouts. It can go better for longer distances. There's a 328-foot distance line of sight. I will tell you it is line of sight. We're also going to take this to weddings And I can tell you that, weddings, you always want to make sure that your line of sight, no matter what is advertised, because ultimately, if you can't see the antenna from where you're at with the microphone, it's likely that there could be something in the middle that's going to interfere. That's just the nature of audio. So we're going to use it at a wedding. We'll use this as a toast mic, for example. We can use the lavaliers for vows, things like that. We could also use it for video recording. The cool thing about these little lavaliers, these little directional lavaliers, is that you can put them on other sorts of instruments. So maybe you're miking up a violin and you just have the ability to clip it onto the violin or the accordion or a cajon, something that is mobile, and you don't want to run a bunch of cable just for a simple instrument that's maybe just adding percussion, or maybe it is an instrument that's more full range, like a violin. I think this microphone would probably work just fine for that in reproducing the sound. As you can hear, it's reproducing my voice pretty well, lows and highs. So we're going to take a look at the Phenyx Pro PTU 2U system in a bunch of different applications, from weddings to church events. We're going to look at it in combination with other PTU units. We have the PTU 7000 unit that has 4 body packs. We're going to use 2 of those 7000s to get 8 body pack microphones. Then we've actually got 2 of the PTAU body packs. I don't remember the exact model numbers for those. And we've got 2 of these body packs. So all in all, 12 different Phenyx Pro microphones, 8 from the 7000 series. They actually advertise that you can safely have up to 16 different channels there. With these, you actually can select from 1,000 different channels. That's the other thing that's nice about the True Diversity systems, is that there's much more bandwidth to pick the clear channels from. So more bandwidth, larger spectrum, higher chunks, and then ultimately what you're going to get out of there is the 2 antennas that are going to allow you to hop and pick up that signal best as possible. So stay tuned throughout the summer. If you've got your eye on the PTU 2U system, the 1 handheld, 1 body pack, it's a truly diverse system. And we're also looking forward to seeing what creative uses you have for the system. So thanks a lot.